Welcome back to Sylvia's blog. Today we're going to start a 3-part series, and it is titled, Giving New Life to Old Words. So no matter who you are in the world, when you hear a word, it's going to have a different effect on you than it is on me, all depending on my previous experiences. Let's take the word dance, for example, right now. Some people, when they hear the word dance, they get excited. They want to start moving. They immediately do, and it's just a part of them. For other people, the word dance freezes them where they are, and they think, no. Their blood starts pumping, they feel anxiety. No, I can't dance, I have 2 left feet. So I hope you understand what I mean by words have different effect on different people. What I figured I would do is take 3 older words, they've been around for a long time, and just give a new perspective on it. And so today's word is church. Now, what do you think about when you think of the word church? What comes to mind? I know for me, I grew up in a small town. There was 7 churches in our town, and we went to one of them, and it was a Mennonite church. And so church for me growing up was going there once a week on the Sunday, going from 9:30, we would have some Sunday school, and then we would have some singing, we'd do offering, we'd do the announcements, and then we would sit and hear the pastor preach. And that once a week building was church for me. As I continued to grow older and I hit teenhood, I had a bit of a fight, you would say, with somebody in the church. And then what I very quickly did was relate church to that fight and how I felt judged. And so church kind of had a bitter taste in my mouth. And instead of fully stopping going to church, I just ended up going to a different one. So just so you know my background on the word church, that's kind of what I initially would think of when I thought of the word church. Let's see what the dictionary has to say about it. So in the dictionary it says, church is a building for public Christian worship. If you look 3 points down, it also says the whole body of Christian believers. And so very often, whether some people hear the word church and they get really excited and they want to go and they really love their church, or some people they feel, ooh, that word sits really bad in my stomach. I don't want anything to do with that. I feel judged. I feel horrible when I walk through the doors. That's what the dictionary says. It's a building. And a lot of people associate that with a building. But a building isn't alive. It's just a brick form. There's nothing really to it. So let's take a moment and see what the Bible has to say about church. In Ephesians 5, verse 27, it says, He being Jesus, has given himself so that he can present the church as his radiant bride, unstained, unwrinkled, and unblemished, completely free from all impurity, holy and innocent before him. So when I hear that, obviously you can tell, it just puts a smile on my face, because the idea of church and it being this one stoic building that has no life in it, to Jesus calling his people, and who are his people? We all are God's people because he made every single one of us. He's calling his people his church. And what does he relate it to? This is fabulous. And so women, I hope you can really relate to this one out there. Do you remember the day you got married? If you are married. A wedding day is something so incredibly special. It's usually going to be a day you never forget, regardless of what happened. You put on that white gown, you get your hair all done, your makeup, your nails, and you're feeling really good. And the best part is you get to walk down that aisle towards the love of your life. And it's just this really special moment. And if you're like me, you're going to blubber like a little baby. Hopefully you're not. I ugly cried when I walked down the aisle. But either way, what's really neat is that there's that man standing on the other end of the aisle, and he's just gazing at his radiant bride. And that's how Jesus views us, the church, as his radiant bride. It even goes on, I mean, unstained, unwrinkled, unblemished, holy. He really cherishes you and me, his church. And so now when I think of the word church, I think of loving all my kids and going for coffee with somebody and really hearing their heart and being able to encourage them in a really hard time. I think about helping somebody on the side of the road change their flat tire. I think that church is within us. It's something that we have the ability to give and share love with the world. And so instead of church just being this unliving building, I think it's so much more. So thank you guys so much for listening today. That's for first part series on giving new life to old words. And I hope you have a wonderful week.